Hey boss, how you doing today? I hope you're right. In this video, we'll talk about creating more engaging live streams and videos by using a Stream Deck. I'll share with you what's the best Stream Deck alternative to the most expensive ones out there like El Gato. And this is an awesome topic if you're a new YouTuber, a new live streamer such as myself, or you simply want to up your game on your videos, make them more engaging, more entertaining by adding graphics, music, changing scenes and all that cool stuff to your live streams. And we're going to do that by pressing one or a few buttons using an awesome and cheap application that emulates exactly what a Stream Deck does. I'll show you as well how I set up the application for my live stream so you can set it up for your live streams as well. What's going on, bosses? Adrian Diaz here with Hasta la Vista Boss, the place where ambitious people like you and I, we talk about how to create a side hustle, make it profitable, quit our jobs, become our own bosses. I hope that's a good goal to have in mind. So let me quickly go to the to share my screen with you and share what's the application it's called, and it's called Thouch Portal. I don't know if you've heard about this before, but it's awesome. It's really, really awesome. And before I go into it, I want to say hello in the chat to Velin. If you guys are in the chat, if you have questions about this stuff, let me know and I'm going to go through them. So thanks for being here, Velin. This was like a surprise live stream. I didn't plan this. So yeah, let me go back to this. So Thouch Portal, it's awesome because there's a few things that's awesome about this application. First, it's free. And the second thing is that even if you go for the paid version, look at the price here. It's ridiculously cheap. It's very cheap, and this is for lifetime. And with this, you're gonna get unlimited amount of pages and buttons, up to 110 buttons on the screen. And I'm gonna go through this in just a second when I show you the application. This actually is something that I've seen now. I haven't looked into this, but it seems like this is something cool to have. I'll check that one later on. But yeah, this is one of the things that is really cool about this application. The second thing is that it's available for Windows and Mac as well. So it's available for Android phones and Apple. So what you need to do, you go to thouchportal.com. I'll leave link in the description. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's really awesome. You download here from this page, you download the software for your computer, because you're gonna need the software on your computer and on your phone as well, or device. Or you can use actually a phone or tablet or anything that you have handy. Actually, you can use any tablet that you have. Like I have one tablet here that I have it for like seven years, I guess, and I didn't use it too much, so I can transform that into an awesome Stream Deck. So you do this, you download the application, then you download this WebSocket. It's called OBS WebSocket. I'll leave a link in the description to this as well. You go to the bottom and choose whatever system you're using, Windows or Mac, and download that file. Then you're gonna install both of them. So you're gonna install the Thouch Portal software, and then you're gonna install the OBS WebSocket, and that's it. You should be ready to go. And this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Let me see if I find the app in here. So this is how the application looks like on the desktop, and this is how it looks like on my phone. So basically, whatever you're gonna create on this software here on the screen. Hang on a sec. Let me just make this window a little bit smaller, like this. So basically, whatever we create on this software here on the computer is gonna show on our phone. So I'm gonna go through how I set this up. There's nothing complicated about it. But of course, this is not a tutorial on about this tool, but I just want to show you how I set it up for my live streams, and then you can do it for yourself as well. So when I was saying about the grids, that you can have up to 100 buttons, this is what I was talking about. You see here on the right hand side, you can make more buttons like this. So all these spaces in here are buttons that you can put in here, so you can do something with it, like have music or image or something that's that can make your live stream a little bit more entertaining. So if you don't have the paid version, this is what you get. I believe it was I can't remember if it was 4 and 2, something like this. Yeah, so it's very limited. In my case, as you can see on the screen, this is what I have. So I have I've set up two scenarios where I use this application for when I go live, like now, and I have one for when I record the videos, offline. So if you click on this button here in live stream, for example, I have a few more buttons that says, image intro, camera plus screen, whatever other buttons I create in there to make my live stream a little bit more cool. So for example, if you see this button here, I have a button says subscribe. So when I click that button, I'll have something cool coming up on the screen that says thanks for subscribing, boss. So if I have this button here, says Adrian Diaz. If you see it, says Adrian Diaz. So whenever I play that button, I click that button, there's a cool graphic coming on the screen. What else do we have in here? Well, I can play music for you. So check this out. You can bring the volume up, volume down, like this. You know what I mean? You can do that. You can do a lot of cool stuff. What else can we do in here? I have this intro image, for example. This is how I change between the screens, and then I go to this screen. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it. The more creative you are, the more awesome your live stream is gonna be. And let me show how I set up this this tool here on the computer. So remember, whatever you do here in the computer is gonna show up on our device. Where's my camera? So here's another thing you see here. When I press this button that says auxiliary cam, my second camera comes on the screen, goes away, comes the screen, and so on. So let's create a few buttons in here. Let's create a few buttons. Let's say we want to add some sound effects. So what we're gonna do, we go to this is how you add the buttons. You're just gonna click on one of those little squares, and here it could be a little bit overwhelming at the beginning. And to be honest with you, I'm not using all of this stuff in here because I just don't know what it is for. So you can start an application with this button. You can open a folder in your computer. You can open an URL, for example. You can put open a page, and you'll have to put the page in here. But what I want to do now, for example, I want to add a media function. So let's say we want to put this play audio. So we're gonna have like a song or something that we're gonna find on our let's put a sound effect like this, and then you can choose the volume that this comes up on the screen like. So if you don't want to scare the shit out of people, you can bring it down to 50% when it starts, and then you can bring up the volume if you want. So usually I leave it on 80%. But if it's a sound effect, depends. I mean, you have to play with this. So I'll just put in here the name of the button. you know, just so you know what it is. Then you can customize it in here. You can for example you can remove this transparent background, and you can choose a few colors in here, you know, this and this, for example, whatever. Then you can put the text on top, on the bottom, in the middle. You can even add an icon, for example. You can click here, change icon from icon packs, and this comes up on my screen in here. And let's say we choose this one, for example. I think okay. So in this case, we can take the text out because it looks a little, or can put them on the bottom like this. Looks really nice. So you click save. So now when we go to our camera in here, you see our camera. So this is all my buttons. So we've created a button on the screen here, but it doesn't show up on our phone or tablet, whatever you use. So for that, you're just gonna press refresh. There's a refresh button in here. You see it next to the cog. So you click that button, and we have our button that we just created on the phone. So now when you click on it, where is it? Let me just. This is a little bit difficult. When you click on it.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
How cool is that? So what else we can do? You can, let's say, we want to add my name on the screen, right? When I talk. For that, we need to go to OBS. So remember, if you want to use this application, Thouch Portal, you have to use it in conjunction with OBS, which is the software that I'm using to live stream and record my videos on the screen, as you can see in here. So for that, you have to have some scenes created, like you see here, you know, the chat, the screen plus the camera, image intro, whatever you have. So let's say I want to have my name, you see here, Adrian Diaz. I want to have my name to show up on the screen at any given time. So for that, we're gonna click on the buttons here. We're gonna create another button. We're gonna go to OBS, and we're gonna go for set source visibility, and we're gonna have these actions in here that we need to do. So we're gonna choose toggle. Then for scene, we need to choose the scene. This is the scene here. So this particular image, this particular graphic, it's inside the my cam scene plus screen. So we're gonna choose that from here, which is my cam plus screen, and then we go to the source, and we're going to choose Adrian Diaz. Then we're going to click save. Oh, sorry, I forgot to, of course, I forgot to name it, Adrian Diaz. Just name your buttons whatever, it's easy for you to remember what it is. I always choose to unclick this transparent background, and then put some colors if you want. Save. And again, we have to go to our... where is it? To our camera here, and we need to click the refresh button. Oops. Refresh button, and Adrian Diaz shows up there. So now when you click on the button, you see you have that nice little graphic here in the corner of the screen, Adrian Diaz, and then you press it again. You activate it, deactivate it, activate, deactivate.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So what is we can do in here? Let's say you want to bring, like I was saying earlier. Oh, you can change. You want to change scenes, right? So let's say we want to change from this scene here, that we are here in the, showing you my screen, we want to change to the chat, for example, right? If you have a chat or whatever scene you have. So we go back to OBS. Sorry, let me do this again. We go to click a button here. We go to OBS and we set the scene. And as I was saying, you have to play with this stuff. I don't know what the hell all this thing does, but the more you play with it, the better you get at it. So for that, as I was saying, we go and set a scene. That will be the action that this button will do. So remember, you have to have these scenes here set up in your OBS. So we go to the chat. Click save. Again, I forgot to put the name, of course, because I'm a pro. Chat. All right. And transparent background. Just change the colors in here a little bit. And there you have it. Again, if we go to our where is it? Where's my cam? Here. We need to click refresh, and we have our button in here. And if you hit chat, we go to the chat room. What's going on, everybody in the chat room? And then you click on it again. Oh, sorry. For this case, we'll have to set up another how do you say, another scene, because what happens is that if you have only one scene set up, you're gonna stick to that scene. You cannot come back to it. So for that, we're gonna create another scene. You're gonna go to set scene again, and you're gonna choose your main scene, for example, which is this one. So main scene, or whatever you want to call it. Change the colors a little bit, and that's it. Again, we go to our oops, it's not working now, so I don't know what's going on. It seems like it got stuck or something. Here we go. So yeah, we go back to our application in here, click refresh, and there you go. So this is the chat, and this is the main scene. Chat, main scene. And then you have a nice graphic, and then you say,
"Damn, son, where'd you find this?"
You know what I mean? So I hope this is just helpful for you to see how many cool stuff you can do with this. I'm not the most creative person that you'll find on YouTube, but if you go to streamers like gamers and all that on YouTube, you'll see how cool their live streams are, and you can get inspiration from that to make your live streams even even cooler than what I have in here. And I'm doing this video because I know some of you guys, they said that I'm doing a good job. Thank you very much for that, for the support. So I just want to share with you how you can make this your live streams a little bit more cool and professional looking with very, very little money. I mean, this is what you see here on the screen. This is what you can do for free. The only reason I got several reasons, but like I was saying, I got this the paid version first because it's extremely cheap, but second is because I have my app set up in order to use it for for live streams, and as well I have a different setup to use it for for recording videos offline. And this is helpful as well because you can click on buttons to make the transitions, and makes the video much smooth looking. Where is this? Let me just stop sharing my screen for just 1 sec. There was where is this? I can't find it here. But anyway, I was having this window open with some of the stream decks out there available on the market, and you can see how much they cost. £200 here in the UK, you know, £140. And these are, I mean, like, what's this? This one has 32 buttons, and it costs £200. And the application costs how much it costs? $13, and you can have 110 buttons on the screen. That's ridiculous. So let me show you how that would look on the screen. So let me do the maximum that I can with this. So this is how it looks like. I mean, these are a lot of buttons in here. You're probably never gonna use as many buttons, but it's cool to have. You know, it's cool to have, and that's why I pay. That's why I took the paid version. Another thing I want to share with you. You can connect this. Right now, I'm connected via how do you call it? Via Wi-Fi. You see, there's no cable. I'm connected via my Wi-Fi, and if you look in the screen, there's this is where you can set it up. You see, you can use the USB connection as well, but the only thing that I have with the USB connection is that it disconnects very often, and because especially if I move it like now to show this to you, it disconnects, and then of course they cannot work, the both application, they cannot work together. But yeah, that's how I use it, and I think that's all that I want to share with you regarding this awesome application. If you have any questions, please let me know in the description below. I'm sure there's gonna be some troubles and issues that I might have with it. I had the only issue I was having at the beginning with it is that for some reason when I was connecting the USB cable to the phone, it was saying that it was it can't connect. So I don't know why that happens, but if that happens to you when you're gonna use it, what I was doing is I was just changing here between USB connection and WLAN, just like this, and then going back to the USB connection, and I was just refreshing the application on my phone, and that seemed to work. Let me see if my application still works now, because I've touched those buttons. So let me just put you give me a thumbs up. There you go, it works perfect. So again, if you have any questions regarding this app, let me know as well. Let me know if you are using any other application for your live streams. I will definitely want to look into that more in depth as I grow on YouTube, as I have more budget. This is awesome for YouTubers like you and I who are just starting or just don't have enough budget. You can make your live stream really cool with very little money, and that would be awesome to know. What do you think about this? If you use it, if you use something else, let me know. So if you like this video, please consider to subscribe to Hasta la Vista Boss YouTube channel by clicking here, and maybe watch some more of these helpful videos that I have on here. Thanks for watching, and remember, bosses, stay focused, because we're going to get rid of that boss. All right. Thanks for watching.